Malzutov Valora Kol Yemei Chayea, Darsha Tzemer Ufishtin Vitas Bechefetz Kapea, Haisa Kanya Socher Merchok Tavi Lachim Vitaka Mel Laila, Titan Ter Levesa Vachoklan Araseh, Zamas Abisigacheu, Mipriya Chapen Atakarem, Chagra Baos Mazneh, Vatamet Zaraseha, Tama Kito Sachar Loyachbe Valaila Nera, Yadea Shilcha Vakishar, Champeach, Tampu Falech, Kapa Varsaliani, Yadea Shircha Liedon, Losira Shalvesa Mishalik, Hibol Clovisa Levushanim. Marvadim Asa La Shesh Vagaman Levusha, Noda Bisharim Bala, Bishifta im Zikne Aretz, Sadin Asa Vitim Kor Vachagor, Nasna Lekrani, Oz Vahada Levusha, Vislak Leom Acharon. Via Pascha Bachach, Masar Chesed Al Lashon, Tzia Vichel Lichas Beisa, Lechem Atzlos Ochel, Kama Vanav Yashua, Vala Valua, Rabat Vas Chayel, Va'ata Lit Al Kulana. Sheker Achein Vehevel Yofi Isha Yirasa Nahiti Salal to Nula Mi Priyadea V'Yalua B'Sharim Maseha. To read the Matseva, Eishes Chayel Meyimtza, a woman of valor who can find Isha Yiras Hashem Hitalal, a woman with such fear of Hashem, she is the most praiseworthy. Dina Maschayim Getzel. The idea of Eishes Chayel and a Matseva, the Matseva usually one stone, usually signifies that something is ended. And Moshe Feinstein says that we put stones, we continue to put stones on our way out to show that someone's legacy does not end. In Yiddishkeit, we believe the idea that a legacy continues through the family, through us coming together today, through the stories we tell about Mrs. Miller, and to be able to share a few words about Mrs. Miller.
Okay. Our mother, Dina Getzel, Dina Muller, was a very unique and interesting person. She was born in Apsha, in a small town in the Carpathian Mountains. She was the seventh child of 11 children of Chaim Getzel and Suda Hoffman. They were very frum, and Yirat Shamayim dominated their lives. As a child, our mother attended the local school, but was forced to leave at an early age because educating girls was considered a waste of time. Our mother was a very industrious and capable person. She was a great balabusta, and at a young age, she was always sent to her older siblings to help with their children and household chores. Everybody loved her and wanted her to come to them. When World War II broke out and her parents and siblings were deported, our mother hid, but eventually had to give herself up to the Hungarians in order to survive. The last year of the war she spent in Auschwitz, eventually being liberated by the Russians. In Auschwitz, she courageously saved her sister Edith from certain death. After the war, our mother and her surviving brothers and sister settled in the Czech Republic, where she met our father David. Life was not easy for them. There were shortages of food, of essentials, and communism was a looming threat. After I was born, they made the harrowing decision to leave Europe and travel to Chile, South America, through Austria and France. Our father had a cousin in Chile that settled there after the war. Our mother was not afraid to start a new life in a country where she did not know the language and did not know anyone. But she was determined to make a life for herself and her family. Our mother gave every ounce of her energy to her husband and daughters. She made sure that we received a Jewish education, learned to play piano, took dancing and ballet lessons, and when the decision to come to the United States was made, she hired a tutor to teach us English. She taught us to daven, said brochas, and Modeh Ani every morning and Kriya Shema every night with us. Shabbos, we would sing songs and play games. Her favorite game was Rummy Cubes. She gave us the gift of love of learning, reading, and of never giving up easily. She practiced with us our multiplication tables and always encouraged us to do the best we could. When we came to Los Angeles, our mother worked very hard along our father to help support the family. She first worked in a bakery, then a necktie factory, and after that, a children's clothing store, and lastly, in a men's haberdashery, until she retired to take care of our father, who was a sick man. To my father, our mother was Dinchu. Our mother learned to speak, read and write English despite a lack of a higher education. She had a license to drive, even though it took her 6 tries to get that license. She was very proud of her accomplishment. Our mother and father had an open door to visitors, and after our father had his first heart surgery, our mother would often invite the doctor and his wife for a meal on Shabbos. The doctor and his wife always came. Friends would always drop by, and coffee and cake were always served with a smile. Our mother was a wonderful cook and baker, and all of us have special recipes that we cherish and pass on to our children and hopefully our grandchildren. Our mother was always interested in world events, and she could have great conversations with anyone. She loved a good joke. Her joy at our accomplishments was great. Our mother encouraged us to go to school and college and become professionals. Nothing pleased her more than Magda and I were teachers and Veronica a legal secretary in a law firm. She was so proud of us. Our mother took exemplary care of our father. She took him to his doctors, made him special foods and juices, made sure he took his medications, and during the last weeks of his life, slept on a cot in his room in the hospital, even during Pesach. Our mother had great emunah and yiras shamayim. She davened and said tehillim every day. She lived her life with the concept of hakaras hatov and gemilot chasadim, quietly and without fanfare, helping her brother in Russia and her brothers and sister in Israel, and giving tzedakah, no matter how small, whenever she could. She visited the sick in the hospitals and nursing homes, and whenever she went to the doctor, she would bake a marble cake for the office. Our old mother always had a smile on her face, and whenever any of us came to visit during the last years of her life, her face would light up. She made us feel very special. Our mother and father are together again, and this is a nechama to us. We are certain that together they will be a Meilitz Yosher for our families and Am Yisrael. Mommy, you were a true Ashes Chayil. We love and miss you. You will always be in our hearts, and we hope and pray that we can follow in your footsteps. Your daughters, Suri, Magda, and Veronica.